Good morning, everybody. Hi, welcome to your last and final, if you like, there's always more study groups to attend, but for this group, this is your last study group together. So I'm going to give you a test. Hopefully you guys will have a good time with this. I'm going to give you about 10 minutes to do the test. Launching test, have fun. Here's the pop quiz second try. Number 1, sharing, quote unquote sharing, is a keynote of which circuits or circuit group? A, understanding, B, logic, C, sensing, D, collective, E, abstract, F, all of the above, or G, none of the above. And it looks like 100% of you got it, all of the above, which is the correct answer. Number 2, tribal is the name of the circuit group which contains what circuits? A, ego and heart, B, centering and ego, C, defense and ego, D, all of the above, E, none of the above. And if you got C, defense and ego, that is the correct answer. Now I see that this is a little bit, cause for some confusion, and the reason why is because the tribal circuitry has 2 subcircuits, but the defense circuit is the 59-6 and the 27-50, both reaching from the sacral out like wings to the awareness centers. That's the defense circuit. And then the ego is all of the circuitry that runs from the root on the inside of the root facing the sacral. So that's the 19 and the 54 reaching up to the 49 and the 32, and then moving through the awareness centers along the inner side. We're looking at the 44 to the 26 and the 37 to the 40, up into the ego and through the ego up to the throat, the 21-45. So that is the tribal circuit. Okay, so that is the correct answer. Number 3 is empowerment is associated with what circuitry or circuit group? And this one was a trick question because there are multiple correct answers. So A is individual, correct answer. Sometimes people might just go, oh, it's individual, I got the answer, and then go on. So just make sure whenever you take multiple choice questions, always read all the questions. So B is collective, C is tribal, D, integration. E, centering, is a correct answer because the empowerment is a keynote of the centering circuit. F is also a correct answer because knowing is a keynote, or the knowing circuit has empowerment as a keynote, because empowerment is a super keynote of the entire individual circuit group, right? And centering and knowing are both sub-circuits of the individual circuit group. And yes, that was a trick one with the I'll give you that. This one right here, integration is self-empowerment. It really is selfish, like self-empowerment. It's not about empowering anybody else. It's about being self-empowered. So yeah, this one could be a little tricky there. So number 4, select keynotes most associated with the 3 format channels. The format channels being the formats, they have special names, formats between the root center and the sacral center. So A was self-empowerment, pulse, and mutation. B was mutative pulse, logic pattern, abstract cycles. That's the correct answer. C is abstract cycles, individual pulse, tribal awakening. D, all of the above. E, none of the above. So you see that B, mutative pulse, the 63. Logic pattern, the 52-9. Abstract cycles, the 53-42. That is the correct answer with the keynotes associated with those 3 format channels. All right, so you guys got 100% correct on this number 5, which best describes integration. Integration, A, a channel consisting of 4 gates. B, involves the spleen, sacral, G, and throat centers. C, integration as a type would be a splenic manifesting generator. D is about self-empowerment. E can be considered selfish. F is deeply acoustic and the most complex connective field in human design. G, as a seamlessly activated whole, it is always referred to as a single channel. When it is defined, it is referred to as a single channel. H, you got it, all of the above is the correct answer. That is integration. This is straight from the book. What is integration? Now 6, which are considered minor circuits? E, ego and tribal. B, tribal and defense. C, centering and defense, which was the correct answer. Integration, D, integration, centering, and defense. E, there are no minor circuits. They're all majorly important. That's just a fun additional throw you off question, answer. But if you got C, centering and defense, that is the correct answer, because the centering circuit, which goes from the 34 to the 10 to the and the 51 and the 25, those two channels is the centering circuit, and that is a complete circuit in and of itself. It's a minor circuit because it's only two channels, right? And then we went over defense earlier. I described it for you. Defense being the 2750 and the 59.6, the defense circuit of the tribal. Those are both two minor circuits of different circuit groups, but they're both minor circuits, so that is the correct answer. Number 7, what are the logic circuit keynotes? Logic consists of what? What can we say about the logic circuit? A, it's focused and concentrated. B, experimentation. C, pattern. D, the future. E, taste. F, transcendence through mundane pattern repetition. And G, impersonal yet social, because it is collective. If you guessed all of the above, you got the correct answer, because logic, you can say this about all the logic circuit. Now, number 8, what are the abstract circuit keynotes? Abstract circuitry is A, source of the human experiential way. B, illogical. C, impersonal. D, unstable. E, historical. F, social. And G, the past. And if you got H, all of the above, that is the correct answer, because we can say this about all of the abstract circuit. The entire abstract circuit, if you've got channels there, you can say this about that circuitry. Okay, so it helps you understand the entire abstract circuitry by understanding the circuit itself, keynotes. All of those channels now come into light. Number 9, what are the individual circuit group keynotes? Individual circuit group, A, now. B, I know, I don't know. C, chemistry of melancholy. D, acoustic. E, mutation. F, unique direction in life. G, outsiders who bring in the new. And if you got H, all of the above, that is the correct answer, because all of these keynotes we can say about all of the channels within the individual circuit group. It knows, it doesn't know, it has the mutative pulse, it has the melancholy, it's acoustic, it's about hearing, inner hearing, it's about mutation, a unique direction in life. So what I did to create these last 3 questions is I simply thought about those circuit groups and added pieces. Looking in the group in the book too, I believe that it's there, but added pieces that is applicable from the channels, because we are a holographic being. Everything is connected. So number 10, this is the new question. So looks like you got 100% correct. Good job. What basic keynotes can be applied to all second lines of all hexagrams? So A, the observer, transition, mutation, we know that's the 6th line. B, the heretic, projected upon, that's the 5th line. C, the friend, externalization, the network, that would be 4th line. D, the martyr, trial and error, mutation, that is the 3rd line. E, the natural, the hermit, outward projection, and unaware, that is the correct answer. I want to invite you guys to go ahead and share with me what your thoughts are observing this test. You know, how did it go for you? What did you learn from it? Was it valuable? Was it helpful? How can I make it better? Okay, so feel free to unmute yourself and contribute. Let's see, we have questions. Oh, it looks like Richard says, why are they called format channels? Good question, Richard. So I'm going to hide the results now. I wish I don't see a way to print it, but I'll figure out some kind of way to be able to help you with that. So I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to go look at the body graph so that I can illustrate. Put that back. Illustrate what we're talking about here. And oh, just by the way, I'm going to put this into the group because the other ABC group asked for raw Uru Hu plus the encounter with the voice, so I wanted to show that, and if we have time later on we can pop over to that to play with it. But let's look at the workshop, and I'm going to show you where the format channels are so that we can have illustrations while we're looking. So what we're looking at is format channels are not tribal. They are only collective and individual. So of the collective circuit troop, the channels themselves are the ones down here. So let's look for the 4253, which would be in the sensing circuit, because that's abstract. So there it is, channel of maturation. So that's a format channel. That channel right there formats the entire sensing group. So this channel of maturation right here, here's the format that creates the entire format. Cycle is specifically for the abstract maturation process. These are the formats because they format the circuitry of which they're a part of. Because it's such a powerful, think about this center, drive and stamina, it is adrenalized pressure and a motor between another motor, the sacral, which generates the energy of the world. Influence? Yeah, it influences. That's a good word, Rose. Thank you. It influences, it formats, it influences the entire sub-circuitry. Thank you. These three channels are the format. So now let's look at another circuit. Let me see if I can clear it. Clear all. So we're going into the understanding circuit. What is the channel that gives us the understanding circuit? Here we go. The format, you can see it right there, channel of concentration. So the 952 establishes the pattern for the entire logic circuit. You can see that of the understanding circuit, which is all about logic. Understanding or sensing. Sensing is about abstract. Here we have patterns. We have the ability to focus and concentrate on those patterns. So this is, instead of cyclical like we had over with the 5342, but beginnings, middles, and ends, here we have the 52-9 giving us the pattern. Okay, and then last but not least, clear this up again, the individual circuit group has one channel that gives it its mutation, its format. I said the word. So when we're looking at the 63, where is my 63? Here it is, channel of mutation. So I'm going to label it like that, or make it look like that. So isn't that interesting? This establishes the pulse for the entire circuitry. Is it where energy crosses in the body? So the energy crosses in the body in the collective circuit group. So I can go to look at that in just a sec. Let's see. So again, just before we move on from this illustration, pulses of energy. Nothing's happening, nothing's happening, nothing's happening. Spike! Moodiness, moodiness, moodiness in the spike. But then nothing's happening, nothing's happening. I'm not in the mood, I'm flat, I'm flat, I'm flat. Oh, I'm in the mood! Not in the mood, not in the mood, I'm definitely not in the mood. Or I'm in the mood to emote, whatever happens to be, right? So that is our pulse. Those are the format channels. You were on, oh, you were on the collective was when you said it? Yeah, and that is where energy crosses in the body. So let's go back there. Let's clear it all. Let's not show open or defined centers. Here it is. Let's give us the collective circuit group. Ooh, well that's kind of interesting. It doesn't really show it without the, it doesn't show the cross. But here, you can see the crosses right here. Here's the energy crossing in the ajna. Show my centers. There we go. So you can see the lines, the patterns. So red in this case being abstract, and of course it can be red or black in your design, but the red, you can see it crosses over here and it crosses right here. And then the logic crossing right here in the ajna and then crossing down here in the sacral. So that kind of looks like one of those fancy paper clips, you know. So anyway, hopefully that helps. Does that help, Richard? It says that the basic circuits are clear to me, individual, tribal, collective, but the sub-circuits are confusing. So let's review those sub-circuits, and then we'll go to anybody's homework that would like to share and get some feedback before you post it in the group if you feel like it. So let's look at the sub-circuits. I'm going to clear the screen again. Sub-circuits being the defense circuit, right? Defense circuit is part of what circuit? Sub-circuit of defense circuit is part of what? Oh, and he's got this spelled wrong. I've got to let him know. Defense circuit is part of the tribal circuit. Here you go. Here's your defense circuit. Here's the ego circuit. Let's make it different color. Can I make it a different color? No, it won't let me. Okay, well, let's do that. Okay, so the defense circuit, you can see here like supportive wings that defend the tribe. Remember, defense is about if we're going to defend our tribe against outsiders, against invaders, we need to outnumber them. So let's make more babies and let's support our babies so that they can grow up and make even more babies. This is defense circuit of the tribe, right? And then the tribal circuit group, this group itself is giant, right? But the minor circuit, this is the one you're looking at, defense circuit right here is a minor circuit. Growing the tribe, yes, thank you, Julie. So now, what is the other sub-circuit that we want to look at? What's the other minor circuit that we want to look at? That's only 2 channels. Centering, thank you. So let's find the individual circuit group, and here is the centering. So I'm gonna just pop that on, maybe take out integration. No, I don't want integration, thank you. There's the knowing circuit. Here's the centering circuit. See that? Individuality is really complex, but what we're looking at now is this centering circuit. So let me see if I can do this. Get rid of that. Nope, I can't. I can't remove the integration. So I'm just going to show you centering. So here is the centering. You love the 59-6, although you don't have it. That's because probably it's a big form of conditioning in your life. A lot of times when you don't have something, you love it. As an example, I don't have anything in the mystical circuit. Nothing. And I love mysticism. I love studying the mysteries and pondering it. I have a lot of projector clients I've seen over the years who have nothing in the 59-6, and they love people with 59-6s, particularly because they didn't have the sacral, of course, as a projector, or the emotional system, and boy, is that yummy, juicy, attractive. Let's make babies, let's have friction, you know, that kind of thing. So yeah, anything that's undefined, you're attracted to, particularly if you've had conditioning from parents or, you know, important family members. If you have the part of the mystical circuit or anything, it just means that that's a fixed way that you experience that energy. So somebody with the centering circuit here, you can see this is a sub-circuit, a minor circuit, because it's only got 2 channels, 3410, 2551. This is another minor circuit.